AI Business Brief for July 2nd, 2026. Meta is launching a cloud business to sell excess AI compute capacity following SpaceX's lead. Google shipped Gemma 412B, a laptop-runnable AI model with vision and voice. Cloudflare set a September deadline for AI crawlers to stop mixing search with training, pushing publishers to get paid. Here's the full breakdown of today's top AI stories for your business. Next section, lead story. Meta announced plans to launch a cloud infrastructure business that will sell excess AI, computing power and potentially AI models to outside customers, throwing itself into direct competition with AWS, Google Cloud, and Microsoft Azure. The move sent Meta's stock up 9% Wednesday and addresses the biggest concern investors had about the company. What exactly does $145 billion in annual AI infrastructure spending get you if you're not selling cloud services? The answer, increasingly, is that owning the data centers might matter more than owning the best AI models. Meta is following SpaceX's playbook. SpaceX inked deals with Anthropic, $1.25 billion/month, Google, $920 million/month, and others to lease compute capacity at its Colossus One data center. If demand for compute holds and chips don't depreciate faster than expected, the winners of the AI race may turn out to be whoever owns the most GPU-packed warehouses, not whoever ships the cleverest chatbot. For small businesses, this is a signal to watch cloud pricing closely. When hyperscalers start competing on excess capacity, prices tend to drop. If you're planning heavy inference workloads or need to run fine-tuned models, the market may get cheaper in the next 12 months. Meta plans cloud push TechCrunch coverage. Next section, tools and launches. Google shipped Gemma 412B, a local AI model that runs on your laptop with just 16 gigabytes of memory. It combines vision, voice, and text reasoning in a single model and processes everything locally, meaning no cloud calls and no data leaving your machine. This is practical for businesses that handle sensitive data and can't send it to external APIs. If you're running compliance-heavy workflows, legal, healthcare, HR, local models like Gemma 4 eliminate the third-party risk. Download it and test whether it handles your specific tasks before committing to paid API services. Google AI updates. Zapier released its 2026 Business Automation Software Roundup, comparing platforms like UiPath, Microsoft Power Automate, N8N, and Automation Anywhere. Key takeaway: if you're a small business with straightforward workflows, you don't need enterprise-grade complexity. Zapier itself remains the fastest path from idea to working automation for non-technical teams. If you've been putting off automating repetitive tasks, data entry, lead routing, invoice processing, start with Zapier's free tier and build one workflow this week. Zapier Automation Guide. Gemini Spark, Google's agentic assistant, is now available on Mac. This is the 24/7 assistant that can see your screen, reason about what you're doing, and take action across apps. The big question for SMBs: does giving an AI assistant this level of access actually save time, or does it create more work managing permissions and correcting mistakes? If you're on Mac and curious, test it on low-stakes tasks first. Gemini Spark on Mac. Next section, Business Playbook. Vibe coding platforms, Lovable, Bolt, Replit, will only get you 70% of the way to a production app. A Carnegie Mellon study found that Claude Sonnet 4 passes 61% of functional tests, but only 10.5% of security tests. The code works, but it's riddled with vulnerabilities attackers can exploit. If you're building with AI code generators, budget for a security review before launch. Hire a contractor to audit authentication, data handling, and API security. The cost of a breach will exceed the cost of an audit by orders of magnitude. Lovable vs Bolt comparison. Workato vs MuleSoft. If you're an SMB, small and medium business, evaluating enterprise automation platforms, Workato is faster to deploy but still requires a dev team to manage at scale. MuleSoft is more powerful but has a steeper learning curve and is built for API-first architectures. Most small businesses should skip both and start with Zapier until you outgrow it. You'll know you've outgrown Zapier when you need custom integrations with legacy on-prem systems or governance controls for a large distributed team. Workato vs MuleSoft breakdown. Pipedream uses credit-based pricing, which means you pay for compute time and memory, not task count. This rewards efficiency but introduces unpredictability. A small runtime change can spike your bill. If you're comfortable with webhooks and writing code, Pipedream offers more flexibility than Zapier. If you want transparent, predictable pricing, stick with task-based platforms. Pipedream Pricing Analysis. Next section, Pricing and Access Watch. Cloudflare is blocking mixed-use AI crawlers by default starting September 15, 2026. If a crawler blends search indexing with AI training or agentic use, it gets blocked on ad-supported sites unless the site owner opts in. This is Cloudflare forcing AI companies to separate their bots and negotiate payment with publishers. For SMBs that rely on organic search traffic, this means AI companies may start paying for access to training data, which could shift some leverage back to content creators. If you run a content site, now is the time to decide whether you want to be in AI training datasets. Cloudflare crawler policy. Venice AI raised $65 at a $1 valuation for its privacy-first AI platform that offers uncensored access to 200-plus models. The company already has $70 in annual run rate revenue and 3M active users. For businesses that handle sensitive data and want to avoid sending it to OpenAI or Anthropic, Venice offers end-to-end encryption on some models, paid tier. This is one to watch if data sovereignty is a concern for your industry. Venice AI funding announcement. Next section, industry moves. Indian tech entrepreneur Bhavin Tirakia is betting $30 of his own money on Neo, an AI-first enterprise work platform that combines project management, docs, file storage, and AI in a single product. His thesis: workplace software designed before the AI era can't just bolt on chatbots, it needs to be rebuilt from scratch. Neo is model agnostic, so enterprises can switch between AI providers rather than locking into one vendor. If you're tired of juggling Slack, Notion, Google Drive, and Asana, Neo is worth watching when it starts rolling out to mid-sized businesses later this year. Neo announcement. Google lost its appeal of the $4.7 EU antitrust fine over Android pre-installation practices. The ruling stands, and Google has already adapted its agreements to comply. For SMB, this matters because regulatory pressure on platform lock-in is increasing globally. If you're building software that integrates with Google, Apple, or Microsoft ecosystems designed for portability, don't assume your users will stay locked into one platform forever. Google antitrust ruling. Robinhood CEO Vlad Tenev says AI agents will soon match human traders. The company launched tools in May that let AI agents trade stocks and make purchases on users' behalf. For small business owners, this is a glimpse of where agentic AI is heading. Autonomous systems that can execute complex financial transactions without human approval. If you're in fintech, compliance, or any regulated industry, start thinking about how you'll audit and control AI agents that act on behalf of users. Robinhood AI agents. Next section, quick wins. Vector database selection matters more than you think. If you're building a RAG, retrieval augmented generation, pipeline, retrieval augmented generation, the wrong vector store will cause query latency once you scale. Pinecone is fastest for teams who want a managed service and don't want to run infrastructure. Qdrant is best for fast filtering. Milvus handles billions of data points but requires Kubernetes expertise. If you're just prototyping, start with Pinecone's free tier and migrate later if needed. Vector database comparison. Agentic AI design patterns. If you're deploying AI agents in production, you need validation patterns, catch bad outputs before they reach downstream systems, error recovery patterns, retry logic, fallback models, context management patterns. Don't overload the agent's context window. And governance patterns define what the agent can and can't access. Without these, your agent will fail in production. Agentic AI Patterns Guide. Next section, Outlook. Two themes dominate this week. Infrastructure companies, Meta, SpaceX, are monetizing excess compute capacity, and content creators, via Cloudflare, are pushing back against free AI training. The first trend could drive cloud prices down for SMBs. The second trend could make high-quality training data more expensive for AI companies, which may eventually show up in higher API prices. Watch for pricing changes in Q3 and Q4 as these dynamics play out. That concludes today's AI Business Brief. From Carolina, Clear Tech. Stay smart, stay ahead.